You cannot be sure with the mind. You cannot be sure, but you can be open to the possibility. You don't have to be sure with the mind. But with the mind, you can be sure that it is an open possibility. You see, that you can be sure of. And that's all that is needed. The mind cannot be sure of anything, including this.
So what brings the doubt and confusion is this wanting to be sure that I am universal consciousness. If I let go of this wanting to be sure, just be open.
Yeah, you have to understand that, in fact, number one, the mind cannot be sure that consciousness is universal. And so it's a threshold which is impossible to reach. But there is a lower threshold, and which is that the mind can be sure that it is possible for consciousness to be universal. That there is nothing that proves otherwise, that proves differently. You see? So that the mind can be absolutely sure of that. And this certainty is enough.
So for the mind is a certainty, absolute certainty, that it's like standard, doesn't change.
The mind can be absolutely certain that there is no proof that consciousness is limited. That's all the mind can be 100% certain of.
So all this story of wanting to get the proof that it is universal, it's not going to happen.
A direct, phenomenal proof cannot be found. But a direct, phenomenal proof of the opposite cannot be found either. So it cuts both ways. We usually believe to be a separate consciousness. So the moment we are certain that we cannot be certain to be a separate consciousness, we have progressed towards liberation. Because it has created an open possibility for us. You see? And then, who cares about knowing with the mind that consciousness is unlimited? Who cares? Because we are already consciousness. So, consciousness is already what it is. You see, so if consciousness is unlimited, that's already the fact. So, to add a knowledge on the level of the mind that it is unlimited doesn't add anything to it. What is important is not to know that consciousness is unlimited. What is important is for consciousness to be unlimited. So the moment I am open to that possibility, then consciousness can shine for what it is in our lives. And that's sufficient to allow for consciousness to be what it is, truly, without superimposing onto it any limitations. For instance, the limitations to be dependent upon the body. Or the limitations to be infinite. Why not? It's also a limitation. To allow consciousness to be what it is. The moment we superimpose a belief onto it without any evidence, we kind of effectively, in effect, restrict consciousness to the size of this belief. because the belief is kind of an order that consciousness gives to the universe. So we have to be careful about what we believe. If we don't believe anything about consciousness, we don't give the order, so consciousness can be all it is and reveal itself as such. You see, so that's why it's so important not to, but first to understand that with the mind we cannot have any certainty about the limitlessness or the limitness of consciousness. Lots of S's. But, you know, there is another level on which we know, but it is not on the level of the mind. It is on a more direct level, on what we call the noumenal level. And people get attracted to places like this, to meetings like this. And often they kind of don't know why. And even the ones who think they know why, they don't know why. Because as the mind only believes that it knows, but the mind cannot know why. But they are still attracted by the honey of presence, like bees. You see? And they are all different. Look at us. We look like the UN here. All ages, all levels of genders, all ethnicities, all nationalities, all everything. We're all different, you know? And we get attracted here for all kinds of reasons if we try to find why, you see? But none of these reasons is the real one. And in fact, the real reason is the same for all of us. We share it. But this real reason, the mind doesn't know it.
Perfect, thank you.
So really, you know, they talk about grace. The real grace is not to know that consciousness is universal. The real grace is to be attracted by it. You see? That's it.
So it's okay because sometimes people ask questions and you answer, and I'm totally in an outer universe because I don't understand, I don't grasp nothing.
It's not a problem.
Like the physical quantum physics question.
All these people, you know, when I say that, it's just for me.